Welcome, folks. Today we're going to be talking about the open secret of anti-Semitism in the church. We've seen it blow up in the last couple weeks after the October 7th attack by Hamas. Those monsters that attacked the Jewish people, killed babies, women, older folks, over 1,400 people, and they killed these mercilessly. So now there's been a response by the Israeli people because they have to defend themselves, and they have a right to be there. So, but on the campus, they've just blown up. It's all this occupation again. You know what that means when people talk about occupation? It means that once again, the Jewish people have to leave. Once again, the Jewish people have to leave. They have to abandon their life. You have to move somewhere else. That's what the whole point is of Fiddler on the Roof. Remember that movie? It's not just a musical. It was two things. It was about the beautiful thing of the Jewish people being human beings and all this stuff like any other normal person. But in Russia, in the early 1900s, being moved, being kicked out, once again being subject to the people around them. And that's why they founded Israel, so that they could have a place of their own to protect themselves, because the world hates those people. Well, in the church, it just permeates all over again with this Calvanism, Reformed theology. Let me just talk to you about some of the high-profile people that believe in this garbage that we're talking about here. I'm going to read them off. Kurt Cameron, John MacArthur, Ray Comfort, John Piper, Francis Chan, Beth Moore, Mark Driscoll. That's just a few names, let alone the Methodist organization, the Baptist organization, the Lutheran organization, on and on it goes. We know what the Catholic Church has done to the Jewish people over the last hundreds of years. Just we going back, but 500 years. What did Martin Luther say about the Jewish people? This is who these people love to talk about, except they never mention this. Martin Luther said, "Set fires to the synagogues or schools." Martin Luther recommended in his book On the Jews and Their Lies, Jewish houses should be razed and destroyed. Jewish prayer books and Talmudic writings in which such idolatry, lies, cursing, and blasphemy are taught should be taken from them. In addition, the rabbis should be forbidden to teach on pain of loss of life and limb. You see, he's just a monster. John Calvin, he comes on after Martin Luther around the time, and he says about the Jewish people, they should be repudiated. They're not, all the promises given to he's the founder of replacement theology. All the promises given to the Jewish people, I have it posted here, should be interpreted now to be for the church. Everywhere you see Israel or the Jew, you put the church. That's what the classic thing of replacement theology is. So when they're talking about 5-point Calvinism, that's just the covering of their Jew-hated anti-Semitism. That has nothing to do with that. You don't explain to me salvation. I've embraced Christ and I'm figuring it out and following Him. What they do is they say, yeah, but your confession to Christ, as I've said before, that's just the outward call, brother. Now hear the inward call. Well, their inward call is Jew-hating and anti-Semitism, as if you're supposed to get a double surprise. You mean I became a Christian, but now I become Jewish? I become the true Jewish people? Yeah, see, that's garbage replacement theology. And that's what these people believe, and that's what we need to sit there and go into the church and address also. That's what my goal is going to be anyway. If I have my way, we're going to burn Martin Luther's statues, we're going to burn his books, until they're no more on the face of this planet. You can't find one if you look for one. That's what I'd like to see happen. So again, it starts in the church. We got to get this garbage out of the church and follow Christ and care for folks. And all this anti-Semitism is just getting worse. And wait till you see what the church starts to do with it as this war drags on. I'm going to stick with the Jewish people till the end and care for folks. Anyway, thanks for watching. This was Mike Stinnett in the Office for Truth.